Hello, hi, and welcome to Sandpaper. And today is yet another episode where we study case studies using movies. So I become very happy jetia I shoot these sessions jot ami case study pohi aso using movies because behind the scene too quite interesting hoy because I get to watch movies ki kuntu scene appropriate boibo in case study. And this scene was specially suggested to me by Gyandeep, my husband. So teo a scene to muk suggest korisile ki ebar you see the scene, it's a very interesting scene if we can make a case study out of it. So we saw the scene and found out it's an excellent case of case study. So jeneke moi khush hoi jao while shooting these episodes, I hope apunalokeo khush hoi jay, and in this khushi, in this fun, you and I are learning to solve case studies together. Alright? So today the movie we have taken is the famous movie of Nayak. Nayak boli kole he theme song to kanot baji jay den, especially the 90s kids. Ekdom theme song to kanot baji jay aru when I asked my father ki Nayak movie mon ase na, then my father said ek din ka CM to na hoy jano. So it is a very popular movie across, but some very realistic scenes have been shown inside Nayak. So let's see today that what scene are we going to learn and what scene are we going to understand and process together. Alright? So let's see. So I shifted my face so that the scene is अच्छे से visible. So this is the scene that we are going to see. See carefully. Alright?
ये सिग्नल है, बस स्टॉप नहीं है, चल उतर नीचे, बस इधर भाग के लिए, स्टॉपर के लिए रोका, मेरा मर्जी नहीं रोका, तू उतरता ही नहीं, नहीं तो दूंगा साले तेरे को। 9 बजे का हमारा एग्जाम है, ये बस छूट जाती है तो मैं एग्जाम लिखने को नहीं मिलता, इसलिए चला, एक तो बस नहीं रोका, ऊपर से शक पड़ जाता है, तू उतरता ही नहीं, नहीं उतरूंगा, तेरी तो चल उतर नीचे। स्टूडेंट दोस्त को किसने मारा है, इसलिए हम हड़ताल करें। क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर? देखते ही फट ट्रैफिक जाम है, बस कहाँ है? जानते हो मैं कौन हूँ? रूलिंग पार्टी का ड्राइवर हूँ, मालूम? जल्दी जाके क्या बोला? तुम पहले स्टूडेंट लोगों को अरेस्ट करो, फिर बस आ जाएगी। ये ड्राइवर हमारे स्टूडेंट पर हाथ कर रहा है। जब तक ये हमसे माफी नहीं मांगता, हम लोग यहाँ से नहीं लेंगे। पहले बस को साइड में लगाओ, ट्रैफिक क्लियर होने दो, फिर बात करेंगे। बस नहीं हटेगी। अरे मेरी बात तो सुनो, मेरी बात सुनो। हेलो कंट्रोल रूम,
Okay. Now we are going to stop the movie. Alright?
कोई किसी की नहीं सुनना है। और मैं ये कहता रहा हूँ, सब लोग मार कर रहे हैं। कमिश्नर साहब को हमारे स्पॉट पर आने को बोलिए।
Okay, now we are going to look at the case study. So the case study in the movie has a political angle to it. जो driver ruling party का member है, so we are going to eliminate that because that kind of questions केतियाओ ना है अपना APSC paper और we are going to ignore the political angle to it and we are going to learn the case study as a neutral one. Okay? So case study to hoy, you are the SDO of the subdivision. Okay, you are the SDO of the subdivision. You got a call from your SDPO that a riot has broken out between the students of ABC College and the driver union of the town. You are requested to handle the situation. How will you do it? So there is a riot between the driver association drivers and the students of ABC College. Yeah, for the convenience, ami hokolu studentok etare college or mani luso. Okay. So apuni dekhile jonto juddho hol in the movie je driver or student union like they started fighting jaru karon nohok kyo SDO ba SDPO jon eto dekha nai ki tat ki hol. So now we are going to look at from an outside perspective. Let us solve this case study. So Amar, who are the stakeholders of the case study? the stakeholders. Number 1 are the bus drivers. Number 2, students of ABC College, traffic police, the passengers who are in the bus, and also people of the town in general. People of the town. হয় নে? ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে কোনবা বেলেগ stakeholders আপনি পাইছে নে? যে bus driver গুটেই all bus drivers together are one stakeholders, all students together are one stakeholder, the traffic police is one stakeholder, traffic police and police they can be together, passengers who are in the bus june bohi thakute gute hahakarkhon arambho hol and they are right in the center of the riot mane teolukor threat ase হয় না তারে যদি কোনবা পাথর সাথর ডলিয়াই দিয়ে কাবার গাট লাগি যায় সো দে আর ডাইরেক্টলি ইন দ্য মিডল অফ দ্য রাইট সো দে আর আ হিউজ স্টেক হোল্ডার আপোনালোকে হেনেকে ভাবিব লাগিব এটা জেনারেলি চাব গলে কি স্টেক হোল্ডার আপুনি ভাবিছে বাস ড্রাইভার দ্য স্টুডেন্ট এন্ড পুলিশ But what about the people june basat fosi ase? What about those people june gari loi ahi ase and rasta chakka jam paise? So people of the town in general, they are also a huge stakeholders, but primarily the passengers who are in the bus are in a threat, okay? Because they look at doribo bhagdar machibo, that will even complicate the matters. So the primary stakeholders we have are the bus driver, the student of ABC College, the traffic police and the policemen, passengers who are in the bus and people of the town. So apunale phone ahile SDP or pra you are the SDO. So prothom course of action ki hobo, you will find out the intensity of the situation. Find out the intensity of the situation. Okay? Find out the intensity of the situation. When it is found out that it is actually a hugely intense riot and lots of people, thousands of people are trapped in between, people are not able to go here and there, যদি the intensity is extra large, then you will go yourself. Go yourself. Okay? And if the intensity is not seem to be very large, then you will send your senior magistrate. Okay? So ami role to sabo laibo. You are an SDO. So SDO hole you naturally have a lot of magistrates under you. Lot mane 2-3 to you have. So generally in circumstances like this senior most magistrate jay jodi apuni CO hoy teti apni nije jabo lagibo. But generally when you are in charge of a subdivision, you generally find out the intensity of the situation and then depending on that you send your senior most magistrate. And if the situation is extra large, then you will go by yourself. As usual, what will the SDO do? Inform the deputy commissioner. Hodai deputy commissioner ok lupot rakhiboi lage, whoever magistrate is that. So they will inform the deputy commissioner. Okay? Next, before going to the field, kajia kar major hoise? Bus driver of the town are also the students of ABC College. Hoy na? So town or bus driver majot kajia hoise, teolukor to district association thakibo, district hontha thakibo. So what you will do, you will call the chief of the district association and talk about it and talk about the situation. Call mane phone on tatia aru goi pela mata aha hetur homoy nai jodi ahe bhal kotha, but we will just write the term call. Okay? And talk about the situation and we will ask them ki apuni amar logot bolok, accompany us to the spot. Accompany us to the spot so that teo amar logot thakile bus driver khini amar kotha hunibo, right? Then similarly student of ABC College will talk to the principal. Talk to the principal and ask them for teachers. Ask for teachers who are going to accompany us to the spot. So both side or ami jun hokol chief ase, always remember যদি SDO হয় আপুনি তেতিয়াহলে আপোনাৰ সাবডিভিজন টু ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টৰ ভিতৰতে পৰে তাত যদি তেওঁলোকে ড্ৰাইভাৰ সকলে যুদ্ধ কৰিছে obviously তেওঁলোকৰ এটা ডাঙৰ সন্থা আছে সেই ডাঙৰ সন্থাৰ পৰা কাক মাতি পেলাই আপোনালোকে you can have a peace talk. Okay? Next, student hoy, student upor to college ase, college principal ase, student teachers ase, we can obviously ask them to come and accompany us. Then what we are going to do, we are going to reach the spot. In the meantime, police will do its job, of course. SDPO will bring in adequate, teloke to koriboi nijor kam to, they will bring in adequate police force to handle up the situation. So we'll reach the spot, and after reaching the spot, we will try to talk to the crowd using their own representatives. Okay, so obviously itia janeke siori lete arrest korok tetia he hobo, amukok arrest korok tetia he hobo. Obviously the situation will be like that, but karo kotha huni pelai you are not going to take any decision. What we are going to do, amar priority hoy safe evacuation of the passengers in the bus. So what you will do, you will ask the SDPO ki kindly use your forces, and jun hokol passenger a riot to mazot fosi ase inside the bus, we are going to evacuate them. Teolukok ami lahe lahe evacuate korato amar number 1 priority at that moment hobo lage. Okay, so ami jete SDPO kolo, SDPO obviously nijor adequate force logai pele whoever is there in the bus, they will evacuate them generally. So now when the evacuation is happening, apnalokor sorot people threat to kom hoi jay. Now you will talk to both sides. Jodi talkot mane, if they agree to talk, then what we are going to do, we are going to ask them to clear the buses. Okay, we will ask them to clear the buses. Are jodi they do not, if they do not clear the buses, despite being saying that what you are going to do, you are going to take legal action against them. Okay, you are going to take legal action, you are going to get them detained, and police kobo pare olop uthai pela thana le loi jao. That is called detaining without being violent. Okay, without being violent. Olop tanazura to kotha kwane. Recently we saw that kunba protested, kunba mohila police egoraki mohila protester ok sor mari disile. So that is not how work was done when I was in service. We were not taught like that. So apnaloke, this has to be said je without being violent. Obviously tanazura etu to hoboi aru, obviously teoloke to hasi khushi detain nohoy. To tanazura is different, but without being violent. Okay, so they have to be detained jodi teoloke kotha nohone. Okay, aru kotha to hoy je jetia junbur besi trouble monger hoy, when the huge trouble mongers are detained, automatically the crowd gets dispersed. Okay, aru jetia ami trouble monger boli kau, it can be both students and drivers. So both sides have to listen to you when you are asking them to leave the spot, because that is the role of an SDO. To teo kwa loge loge, if both sides are not listening, so first again ami etu sabo laibo ki before we are detaining them, we have to properly evacuate the buses, and then after the evacuation of the buses, we are supposed to detain them, disperse the crowd, and then we have to make the roads clear for the rest of the town. Okay, that's what we are going to do in the spot. So yate ami duta bostu salu, ami spotole joar agot ki koribo lage salu, spotot goi ki koribo lage salu, spotot joar pisot ki koribo lage hetu ami sa. So ami protome ki salu, spotot joar agote ki koribo lagibo, SDO jone SDPO jonok khudi pelai intensity of the situation jani. If it is not a big riot, then he or she can send the senior most magistrate, and if not, then the SDO can go by himself or herself. And then what they will do before going, they will ask duita party jun head hoy, like drivers hole SDO jodi apna sub division or driver hontha hoy, tete hole district or driver hontha secretary president, aru nohole ba jodi driver association to handle hol, jodi college or student largely hoy, tete hole we will have to take help of the principal and the teachers, teulukor pa kunba jon representative loi jabo laibo. And of course you will have to keep your boss in the loop, which is who is the deputy commissioner, aru teulukok etaok anytime apuni update koi thakibo laibo ki hol ki nohol. Next apuni jetia on spot goi pale, on spot jetia goi pale tetia hole you will ask the both parties to talk to them using the representatives jak apuni loi goise then get chief of like president secretary of the driver hontha aru efale principal ba students principal ba teachers of the ABC college teolukok loi pelai apunaloke you can talk to the crowd. Okay, so generally ki hoy whenever police comes or SDO comes and a lot of force is there and the talks are going on then generally bostu to resolve hoye jay. But before just when you are talking you have to also ask the SDO je adequate police force use kori pelai riot or majot junbur manu fosi ase like the passengers in the bus ar kunba jodi gari majot fosi ase whoever is it people who are trapped in the riot have to be rescued and have to be taken out of the riot situation. Okay, so that has to go on simultaneously and then you have to ask them to stop fighting. Of course you have to ask them to stop fighting and you will resolve the situation in your chamber. That is the assurance the SDO is going to give. And still jodi assurance to diar pisotu hihoti they do not listen then of course you will have to take legal action against them without being violent. Okay, so take legal action against them without being violent, detain the troublemongers and automatically the crowd gets dispersed and the roads get clean. Kintu crowd to disperse war pisote je ami loge loge ghore gusi am, it's not like that. The SDPO will be directed to make sure that the area remains peaceful and the vehicles which were trapped do pass with ease. Okay, this has to be you ask the SDPO to do it and teo kori dibo with adequate forces. And once the crowd is dispersed duta bostu after you come back from the spot. Okay, duta bostu ek number you have to call a meeting to resolve and take cognizance of the matter je riot to hold kele. You cannot leave it like that, right? নহলে এটো জ্বলতা হোৱা ধুৱা হৈ থাকিব এটো কালি কিবা বেলেগ কথাত কাজে লাগি যাব ড্ৰাইভাৰ আৰু কলেজৰ মাজত. So what we are going to do, we are going to resolve a meeting, take cognizance of it and also after the cognizance you are going to ask SDPO to take proper necessary action on it. And also if the situation is too bad তেতিয়া হলে আগতে আমি CRPC 144 বুলি কৈছিলো but এতিয়া এটো BNSS ত 163 হৈ গৈছে which is মানে assembly avoid kora. You cannot have more than 5 together people in an area. So either CRPC 144 or BNSS 163 apuni SDO e nijor power di pelai apuni implement kori dibo pare. So what will that do? Crowd ako nahibo, crowd will not be there for the rest of the time. Short term period to apuni CRPC 144 ba BNSS 163 lagabo pare eku nai, but this is how you are going to solve the matter. So matter to eta hai, matter is riot, but SDO hisabe apunar tinta type of role hol. Eta hol before you reach the spot, before spot, at the spot, after the spot. Hoine? So this is how you are going to write your answer. Obviously moi to simplify kori question to disu apunak tat apunak kobo pare what ethical dilemmas are you facing. Ethical dilemma ki hobo? Ethical dilemma hobo you don't know who is right, you don't know what caused the riot, and without proper cognizance apni kunu eta party dukhi boli apni kobo nware. So whatever decisions you take, rather ki detain koribole kole apuni ba disperse koribo kole, whichever you do, you have to do it in a neutral manner. You will have to deal with both the sides in the same manner. Both sides are not drivers or college students, they are just two party of a riots. That is how you are going to think about it. Okay, so when you don't know what to do, this is your ethical dilemma. Also one ethical dilemma is junbur amar manu ase, they are not listening to you, so you are in an ethical dilemma of what kind of legal action, what kind of action you are ordering. That is also an ethical dilemma. Apuni lathi charge order korise, ki order korise, that is also an ethical dilemma, because a pressure or thaki pelai whether you want to use force or whether you don't want to use force, that is also an ethical dilemma. but at the end of the day we do not use force. We don't use force, and we try to disperse the crowd as peacefully as we can. Okay, so eneke apuni answer bor solve koribo lagibo. I hope you understood what we said about je when you are an SDO of the subdivision aru apnar kaam to ki hobo tat. So sauk, when you are an SDO your role is different, when you are an CO your role is different. You will first tell the DC, then the DC will send you. So you are on the ground first. Jodi apuni help or dorkar pore, again you will inform the DC will send a senior magistrate, like that. Jodi apuni DC hoy, then again the role of action is different. The DC will inform the SDO, the SDO will then take care of it. Kintu very rare occasion or DC sir ba DC madam jai, in very rare occasion, but SDO hokol jai aru they take care of the situation when it is too sensitive a matter. Okay, done. So this is how we are going to solve it, and next case we are going to solve it from a police point of view. Okay, and this was it for today's case study. I hope you really liked it, because I liked making it, and it was an interesting session. So we are going to come once every week so that you can understand case study with movies. Okay, so till I come next week, like, share, subscribe for Sandpaper Academy for Civil Services. Thank you.